Hello, everyone. Do you remember the community where some soldiers were killed in Delta State? And then there were a lot of citizens who were calling out and saying that, oh, the community should be leveled, everyone should be killed, all sorts of things. Recently, I think 2 days ago, there's an attack along. It's in the northeastern part of the country where some soldiers have been killed, but nobody is saying, oh, that whole community should be leveled or anything. The military then that was saying that, oh, there was something they said, the audacity, you understand, about this community and all of that. I've not heard them saying the audacity that terrorists will come and kill our soldiers. It's only when it has something to do with civilians that our military, our government, always seem to have power. Always seem to know how to use his power, how to be high-handed and do all sorts of things. But anyway, the real reason why I'm doing this video today is because there are pictures that have come out. The community, the military will go back to that community. A whole lot of things, happen. People were killed. Things happen, and then people have been sacked really from that community. What we have now is that you have pictures of women, children, who are living in the bushes, in the forest, because they've all been driven away from their home. Either their homes have been destroyed, or one thing or the other, they can't stay in their place, or they're afraid to actually, stay there, afraid for their lives. So this is from Vanguard newspaper. It says exclusive photos of Okuoma residents living in the forest. On March 14th, the commanding officer of the 181 Amphibious Battalion, 2 majors, 1 captain, and 13 soldiers were killed at Okuoma community in Ughelli South local government area, Delta State. There has been a lot of, they said they were on a peacekeeping mission, and then this happened. There've been a lot of, permutations, a lot of theories. People are saying it wasn't peacekeeping mission. Some people are saying, oh, it has something to do with whether, oil bunkering or one thing. But there's so many of these stories out there. But for me, one of the things that I find very puzzling is the fact that how easy is it for a commanding officer, 2 majors, 1 captain, and 13 soldiers to just be killed like that? There needs to be a proper investigation to find out what happened. And you can't just tell me that it's civilians, the civilians that just came and did that dastardly act. If it's like 1 soldier, you understand, or 2 soldiers, I will understand. I say, okay, maybe it can happen, maybe something happened, and then they lynch them. But you are talking about, you understand, like this whole thing, the commanding officer of the 181 Amphibious Battalion, 2 majors, 1 captain, and 13 soldiers, just like that. I think the military itself needs to, beyond the pseudo anger at the community who are also victims. I mean, this community members, they didn't know what was happening. The people who committed the offense, by all means, the military should go after them, get them prosecuted, not to take the laws into their hands, of course, get those people prosecuted. But it's not to now, met out this whole thing on a community that is as helpless, and also they are probably victims. They are also being victimized by the people that will do this to soldiers. But there is something that really needs to be checked in the whole of this issue, to say, how come this number of soldiers, these high-ranking officers, were they sleeping? Were they how? So the thing for me is that what is it that made it easy for them to all be killed like that? Then how do we prevent it and ensure that it doesn't happen again? So there are all of these things, there's so many things sometimes, the way our soldiers are taken out, that it just makes you just feel sad. There was some I've spoken about this before, some months ago. Yeah, it's over 2 months now. Some months ago, some soldiers were killed. There's someone who works for us that his brother was part of those who were killed, and then I think only 1 person escaped, or something like that. A few people escaped. What happened was that their petrol had finished. while they're driving, and then while they were repairing the car or something, they were now ambushed and killed. I'm like, what training did they give you that made you, why are you staying with the car? Why did you not put people that will be looking at? So we need to go back and really investigate. What is it? What failing? What led to this, and how do we prevent it, instead of just what the military does? The Vanguard newspaper continued and said, that was 21 days ago. For those number of days, the residents of the community have been living in the forest as the army hunts the killers. Although the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, identified General Endoras Amagben as the mastermind, the residents have been told it is not time to return home. These photos, exclusive to Vanguard, show the Okuoma residents' lives in the forest away from home. I mean, you know, Nigeria just breaks your heart, you know, every time, especially the way it deals with the poor, especially the way it deals with it's vulnerable, especially the way it deals with the downtrodden. And so when you see all of this, it really breaks your heart, and you're just wondering, how is this thing always being allowed to happen? Why is there no dignity of life? Yes, I understand. I mean, the people that perpetrated this act need to be punished. They need to be fished out. They need to go after them. They need to look for them. But not at the expense of innocent community members who really don't even know anything. And the thing also is that investigation, this is not the way of investigation. Most times when people are doing it, either security agents, they don't really go through this investigation, try to get the clues. And that's why even when they go to court, most times their cases fall apart. Yes, the thing about the law is that, yes, I might carry this phone and hit it on the ground. Until, yes, and you saw it, everybody saw it. And the judge heard about it. The judge had seen people who saw me carry this phone and hit it on the ground. Until you are able to bring evidence that shows the judge that you saw me hitting this phone on the ground, there's nothing the judge can do. Even if you know it's true, even if yes, but the evidence before the court does not support the charges against the person. And that's why you find that even when it comes to police or any of these security agents, their cases always fall apart, because what they try to do is brute force. Look for the person, beat the person, get someone to confess, parade them before media and say they did the crime. Then when they get to court, guess what will happen? The person simply says, oh no, I did confess, and I confessed under duress, and I didn't do this. So it's such, it's always such a break this day. But honestly, this is really not fair. These pictures are really heartbreaking. Seeing how, I'm just looking at this, just see how people are suffering. Just see, and it's always women and children. Of course, mostly the men would have either escaped or do something or run or whatever. And it's mostly women and children. Yeah, and then, vulnerable people. Gosh, we need to do better, honestly. As a country, we need to make it a duty that the weakest amongst us are always safeguarded. And I think there's a saying that Nelson Mandela, I think it was Nelson Mandela that said that, let me just paraphrase it, something about you judge a country by how it treats its weakest. And honestly, Nigeria, we don't treat our weakest well at all, at all, at all.